It's ready. Hey y'all, I'm Rylan. Welcome to my channel. I am here today to kick off a new reading vlog for this weekend because I think this weekend is pretty monumentous for me, and it's also the beginning of the end of my school journey, which also means that I can finally get back into reading more so than I have been doing over the last several months, especially the month of March. I did not read like I usually do, and this weekend is monumentous because I will be submitting my 99-page thesis in less than 24 hours, and I have the day off on Monday because I was planning to submit it in 3 days on April 7th, but instead I'm going to be submitting it on April 5th. So I have a long weekend. I'm going to submit it tomorrow by noon, and then my plan is to spend most of the weekend reading and catching up on things that I've fallen behind on in the last couple months because of schoolwork that has very much geared up since 2025 started. So I plan to read, I plan to clean, I plan to get my life a little bit more organized, I plan to relax and rest and just have a good time before I start preparing for my thesis defense next Tuesday. So for the rest of Friday, today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, the 4th through the 7th, I will be vlogging and taking you along on my journey as I finish finalizing my thesis, submit it tomorrow, and then hang out for the rest of the weekend. I also have a bridal shower, my first one on Sunday, because I do get married in less than 99 days, which is pretty crazy, but otherwise, we're gonna be reading. I'll probably pop in once or twice a day to give y'all quick updates. For today, my goal is to read the first 60 pages of my thesis. I have read the first 23 pages already today, so I have made progress when I was at work. Just got home though like 5 minutes ago, and I went to finish the first half of my thesis this evening before I go to bed. And then I also would like to get to about 70% of The Cellar by Natasha Preston. This is a young adult thriller. I read this book back when it was on Wattpad and was released as like a book in stores and everything like that. So it has been over a decade since I've last read it. I think that this author's oldest books are the best ones, and so I've been seeing if this one holds up, and so far it does. It is very cringy at times, but also very addicting and captivating, and is very much holding my attention. This is a thriller about a girl who is kidnapped by this serial kidnapper slash murderer, and at one time, he keeps 4 girls in his basement in this home that he has built for them, and he calls them his flowers, and he wants them all to be a family. So our main character, Summer, whose name in The Cellar is Lily, she is being held there obviously against her will and wants to escape, but the other girls who are in there with her don't quite feel the same way, and she's trying to figure out how she can get out of there alive. At the same time that we're following her perspective, we're also following the perspective of the serial kidnapper slash murderer and our protagonist's boyfriend, whose name is Lewis. I am already like 50% of the way through this book. This was on my April TBR. So glad to be getting to one of those books so early on in the month. And my intention is to finish it by tomorrow night. So I'd like to get to about the 70% mark this evening. I am reading it on my Books Palma via the Kindle app, and it's been a very quick read still, so I am enjoying that. Another big goal that I have for this weekend, probably my other biggest goal aside from submitting my thesis, is to finish reading June 1st, because this was the March Mending Hearts Book Club pick. It is no longer March, it is April 4th, and I am only 55 pages into the book, so I really need to finish this one. I'm not worried about finishing it, I just have not had time to sit down and like read it because it's just so big, and I've been very much binging very quick and short reads when I have had a minute to read. So the goal is to finish this one this weekend also, and then aside from that, we'll see what else I might be able to get to if I'm able to finish both of these books that I just mentioned, and once I submit my schoolwork, and we'll see what else gets done. But ideally, I also get some cleaning done, filming, organizational things that I need to be working on as well, and then we'll wrap up this vlog on Monday. So once again, I'll hop back in here once or twice a day to give y'all some updates and progress on my work. Of course, we'll have some fun B-roll also included, and hopefully this weekend is both very productive but also very relaxing, especially as I start looking forward to school being done, because potentially within the next 10 days, if my defense goes well and I'm not required to do revisions, I should be done with school by the middle of the month, and I am so excited. I cannot wait to have this weight, not a bad weight, but definitely a weight on my shoulders lifted, and I'm so excited. So game plan for today: read the last 47 pages of my thesis, and then I'll finish the rest tomorrow, and then hopefully read for the rest of the night. I am at my fiance's house right now for the evening, so hopefully he gets home from work soon, and then in a couple hours we can have dinner and hang out for a little bit before I leave. So that's the game plan, and I'll hop back in here either tonight before I head home, because I like filming here now, or tomorrow in the morning once I'm probably back here and set up, because my monitor situation is a lot more fun here than it is at my apartment. So that's the game plan, and I'll hop back in here soon with my first update. But until then, hopefully maybe enjoy some B-roll, and I will talk to you all soon.
You're pulling on my walls down. I've never been exposed like this before. I'm good at shutting you out. I've always had a way of keeping closed. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're fighting,
Good morning, y'all. I'm back in my favorite spot, in my new favorite place, and when I hop in here before I get started on things for the day, my voice is still very scratchy. I haven't really talked much yet, so sorry about that. But last night I did get some things done. I read all 60 pages that I wanted to read yesterday of my thesis, plus 5 more pages, so that's 5 less pages I have to read today, which for some reason I'm very excited about. And I also made it to about 65% of The Cellar by Natasha Preston. My goal was to get a little bit further in this book last night, but I ended up also reading a couple pages of June 1st, so I kind of split my reading time between both of these books. Made it to page 80 in June 1st, and of course 65% in The Cellar, which is about page 230 or so. I am almost done with that one, and ideally finish it up this afternoon once I get my thesis submitted. Still enjoying it. It's very much young adult or late 2000s or early 2010s book, but I do enjoy it, and for me it's still holding up. I don't remember how it ends, so I'm very curious to see what happens. And there's also a sequel to this one, I believe. I might have to read that one next month if I end up still being intrigued by the story after finishing The Cellar. Then I also read to page 80 of June 1st. This was the March Mending Hearts book club pick, and I did not finish it. I did not get very far in it at all, so we're catching up now, and my goal is to finish it by this weekend. But this is about a boy named Brant who ends up getting adopted by his best friend's family when he is like 6 years old, and his best friend's baby sister is born while he lives with them, so they grow up, and I think Brant is in love with his best friend's little sister, who is also her stepsister. So we have this taboo element going on, but there's a lot of tragedy in this book, a lot of sadness, but a lot of very heartwarming moments as well. So I'm very curious to see where it ends up going. In this present time that we're in like the first 80 pages, Brant is officially a teenager. So we followed him at 6 years old, at 8 years old, at 9 years old, at 12 years old, and now we've jumped up to age 15. So very curious to see where it goes, and then very soon it turns into like him being 22, and then him being 27, and a lot of sad things happen in this book. It is broken up into 3 parts, each part being about a tragedy. So I'm very scared to see what the tragedies are if I haven't already read the first several in the first part of the book, because I feel like there's been at least 2 tragedies that have happened. So we'll see where this one goes. But so far I am really enjoying it. Jennifer Hartman does tend to make me cry, so I anticipate that happening with this book at some point. But goal is to make progress in those two books once I get over there and finish reading the last 35 pages or so of my thesis and get it sent off to my thesis chair and my committee. So that's the first up on the docket for the day. I'll probably do a couple of like reading breaks in between reading big chunks of that paper just so I can take breaks, but otherwise I'm probably gonna DoorDash something to drink and a little breakfast snack and focus on schoolwork for a couple hours, and ideally by noon I'm done with it. So that's the game plan. It's just after 8 a.m. right now on Saturday, April 5th, and we're gonna try to be super productive for the first couple hours and get my schoolwork completed. So I'll hop back in here at some point in the afternoon, give y'all another update, and chat more then. But I would get a clip for them.
Do you want me to stand behind you or do you want me to go?
I don't care. Whatever you want to do. Okay. It's ready. Okay. I just got it sent. It's attached to everybody. Alright. It is attached. I did a PDF and Word just in case, and then I explained I've downloaded all 365 just in case. Word. Alright. I'm gonna hit send. Okay. It's done. It's out of my hands now. Alright y'all, it is just after 3 p.m. on Saturday, and I wanted to hop in with another update because I did just finish my reread of The Cellar by Natasha Preston. I think I'm going to give this book 3 stars. I did like it. I did read it very quickly, but there is just some, not discrepancies with the plot, but just some very like little things that felt could have been added into the story that made it feel a little bit more whole. I felt like there was a lot of blurriness in some of the descriptions and the scenery, and I felt like a lot of the dialogue was a little bit young for the topic and the ages of the characters occasionally, and I couldn't quite feel like I could picture the story fully in my head at times. Like, yes, I could get a general idea of what was happening, but there wasn't any of that vividness that I love to read in fiction and can oftentimes get when I pick up a good book. So I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. Also, it kind of ends on like this ambiguous, like, could he come back, could he not? But I'm not quite sure. There's the second book available anywhere. I probably should go check Wattpad and see if it's still up on there, but I think there's a sequel to this book that wasn't ever released traditionally, so I'm not sure what ends up happening and if I'll end up trying to find a copy of the book just to read and see kind of these characters' conclusions. But it was fun. I do remember enjoying it when I was a teenager, and it was still pretty good now, and I did like it. I do still think that her older books are more fun than her more recent ones, but that's just me, especially when it comes to plot twists. So I did like it. It held up for me. I also submitted, as you saw a couple clips ago, my thesis to my committee. Not as nerve-wracking as I thought it was going to be. I was a little bit scared to hit the send off button, but it went well. I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm hoping everybody got their copies and we'll be able to start reading them over the next week or so for my discussion with them in about a week and a half. So I'll do my defense soon, but for right now, I'm not thinking about it anymore. I'm just enjoying the rest of the weekend with reading and relaxing and kind of getting my life organized. I am going to go home very soon and continue listening to the audiobook for June 1st. I have officially made it to part 2 of the book, so I'm on page 119 now, which is progress from where I started yesterday. I've already almost doubled where I was at the beginning of this vlog, which is very good. Actually, I think I've over doubled where I was at this point, so that's great. Still enjoying this. I have a feeling the tragedies are just going to get harder to read as we continue on, so excited to dive into this one some more as I vacuum my room, clean my bathroom, do some laundry at my apartment, and kind of get things organized over there since I've been over here so much recently. But that's the game plan for the rest of the evening. I'll take y'all along with me. Probably will not do my next update until tomorrow morning, but I do plan to still read the rest of the day. And I'm gonna go pick up dinner probably for myself as a treat on the way home and just relax and hang out for the rest of the evening. So that's the game plan. I'll hop back in here tomorrow, of course, with another update, but my big goal now for the weekend is cleaning and then also finishing June 1st. I do have the audiobook, which is helping, and hopefully that helps me finish it maybe by tomorrow night if I'm lucky, depending on how much I read this evening. But again, it's only 3 o'clock. I've probably got about 7 hours until I go to bed, and I think I can get a lot done with this. So we'll see. But ideally, in a perfect world, I could finish this tomorrow on Sunday and then read a new book on Monday and just binge it all. But we will see what I end up doing. But that's all that I have for now. I'll chat with y'all soon and give y'all another update.
Tell me how you're feeling since you got me out in the open. Now I'm ready to dive in. I know you told you it would be a slow burn. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're finding I've been too much on your plate, I'll keep hiding.
Good morning, y'all. It is Sunday and I wanted to hop in really quickly for another update because the rest of the day has suddenly gotten busier than I had anticipated. But I got a bunch of reading done last night, so I'm still feeling very good about the progress that I've been able to make in a couple books that I'm currently reading. First up, with June 1st, I have officially reached the 50% mark. My goal was to finish this book today, but I honestly don't see that happening anymore because after my bridal shower, I have something else going on, and then before my bridal shower, I'm leaving in like 30 minutes to go get my nails done with the other 2 girls who are also being celebrated at this shower. So my day is a little bit packed, but I still anticipate before the end of Monday finishing up June 1st, so that way I can start the April book club pick at some point soon and no longer be behind. This book is so devastating. We're trying to navigate this like relationship between these 2 people who have known each other for literally their entire lives, and how they're also technically a family too, and they shouldn't be together, but both of them are very much developing feelings for each other. So it's been hard, it's been sad. The second tragedy is about to happen, and I have a feeling that it has to do with June, who is one of the main characters in this book, and I'm scared to see what it is related to because I can take a couple guesses and I think it's going to be really devastating. So I honestly have no idea if this book is going to have a happy ever after. My hope is that it does, but right now I don't quite see how that can happen because these 2 are both going through a lot, and I don't know how things will be resolved. So that's this one so far. I don't want to say too much. I do feel like this is one of those books that is better to go into blind or mostly blind just because of the content in it and the emotional aspect of it. But I am really enjoying it. As per usual with Jennifer Hartman, her books do get very emotional. I haven't cried yet, but I have a feeling that it could happen still. So very much devouring it, especially on audiobook, and plan to finish it up by the end of the weekend still, or by Monday, I guess. That is my plan still. Then also last night I started The Crash by Frida McFadden. This is a thriller. I'm reading it on Kindle Unlimited. I don't want to share too much about the synopsis because I read it last night and then like 2 sentences of a review on Goodreads, and I'm afraid that I may have spoiled the plot twist for me or like the direction that the book is going to take. But all I'll say about this one is that this is about a woman who is pregnant and she is traveling to go visit her brother up in Maine, and a snowstorm hits and she gets stuck and somebody comes to rescue her. And that is all I'm going to say about that one because I'm afraid that in myself reading the synopsis further and reading a part of one review, I may know potentially what is going to happen in this one in terms of the direction the book is going to take with the pregnant protagonist. So I'll be disappointed if I did spoil it for myself, but also I do feel like I guess Frida McFadden's books pretty easily. I haven't loved most of them that I've read. Sorry, but I keep trying them anyway, especially because they are so bingeable and they do keep my attention hooked. I just don't end up loving most of them. So we'll see where this one goes in the end, but I am enjoying it so far. It's such a quick read. I read like 20% of the book last night in the span of 40 or 45 minutes. So I do anticipate making good progress in this one tonight before bed, because I am reading it on my Kindle, and then my goal is to also finish it up by tomorrow evening. So that's the game plan in terms of what I'm officially reading. I also, as you saw in some of those clips, cleaned my room. I vacuumed, did a bunch of laundry, changed my sheets, folded laundry, and cleaned my bathroom. So I do feel like my room is a lot more put together than it was 24 hours ago, which I am very excited about personally. I feel good mentally when my space is cleaned and put together, so I feel a lot better about that situation right now. But otherwise, we've just been hanging out. My plan ideally is going to be to read a little bit this evening after all of my things for the day are done, but we will see. Probably will not be hopping in here again until tomorrow morning when I come back to my fiance's house to update y'all. I'm going to spend the day here while he is at work and I'm off work. I'm going to hang out here and film some videos and do a bunch of reading and hopefully finish up my 2 books. So I'll chat with y'all later, probably not until tomorrow, but I will see you all very soon. Good morning, y'all. I'm standing here in my fiance's kitchen. It is Monday, April 7th, and it is so dreary outside, but it's okay because I'm not at work today, so I get to enjoy the cloudy weather and read and relax and not be at work. So it's fine. I just want the sunshine to come out at some point soon because it has not been out all week. And we've had a lot of tornado warnings and watches and hiding in the bathroom or the linen closet or the hallway and thunder and lightning and wind and hail, and I'm ready for it to be done. But none of that matters because I'm inside my fiance's house, I guess, for most of the day. Plan to be both very productive and relax. We did have our first wedding bridal shower yesterday, so I have a bunch of gifts that I want to go through, start writing a couple thank you notes for the parents of my preschoolers who were so kind to give us some gifts off our registry. So I want to go through those and get them kind of organized in the house potentially and get everything picked up from that. We have a lot of cabinet space, so we have like a crock pot and cutting boards and some other kitchen things I'd like to get organized today potentially. And then I got a couple things for my reading nook that I'm very excited about, so I'm hoping to not get those hung up today, but at least look at them and get them kind of prepped to hang up at some point this week, because I will make my fiance hang them up for me. So that's like kind of the productivity game plan. I also went to do my breakfast prep for work Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll be meal prepping tonight as well. Otherwise, I'll mostly just be reading either my Kindle up in the loft, or I'll probably be audiobooking while I organize things. Probably will go ahead and also do the dishes and get that all sorted out. That way, when it comes time to make dinner tonight, everything is clean and put away so we can get things out again and make them messy. I'm just excited to not have to go to work today. It's not even 9 a.m. I woke up early this morning and got ready at my apartment and then went out and ran some errands and then came over here ASAP because I feel very motivated. Like in this house, like my reading space just makes me want to like sit and read, and it's fun having all these gifts to put away and organize, and just trying to like make my fiance's house our home very slowly as I very soon start moving all my stuff in when my lease in my apartment is up in 2 months at this point. So that's kind of just the game plan. We're just gonna be relaxing and reading and being productive. And I also would like to film 2 videos. So those are the goals for the day, but y'all are in the kitchen right now. Living room's over there, dining room is over there, but there's not a table yet. Maybe I'll give y'all a house tour once it's all put together in some reading vlog, because it is a very cute space, especially once my library is done all the way, but it's not yet. It's not even close to being done. So eventually I'll give y'all a house tour, but right now we're just hanging out. My goal in terms of reading before I sign off for right now is to finish The Crash and June 1st. I have made progress in both of these. I didn't read June 1st yesterday. I'm still 50% of the way through it, but I did read 9% of The Crash and I'm still liking it. I feel like this has the potential to be one of my more favorite Freida McFadden books, which I don't know if that'll end up being the case, but I have a better feeling about this one than some of the other ones that I've read by her. The writing is a lot more like my style. It's not as cringy as some of her other books have been. And so I do have a better feeling about this one than I anticipated personally, but it's so easy to just like sit down and binge like 30 or 40 pages of this book. So I have a feeling that I'll be able to finish it in a shorter amount of time than my Kindle is telling me, which I think it says about 3 hours right now. I'll definitely be able to finish it in less time than that. So that's the reading game plan for today, and we'll see if I end up doing all that. But like I've already said, it's only 8:47 and I have 8 hours until my fiance's home from work, which is probably when my reading will mostly stop because we're gonna meal prep when he gets home. So I have 8 hours, potentially about 8 hours to do my filming and do all my reading. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put my groceries away that I got for like lunches or dinners this week, whatever we end up not meal prepping. I have stuff to make salads for one of like my lunch or dinner meals. And then we're gonna go ahead and pop in my June 1st audiobook and keep reading, and I will check back in with y'all in a couple hours probably. Hopping in with another vlog update, probably my second to last one. It is 2 p.m., just past 2 p.m. on Monday, and I feel like I've been pretty productive today. My allergies are very much kicking in and I don't like it, but we are here still. We're feeling great. We're trying. I'm less than 2 hours away from finishing June 1st based on my Audible audiobook. I'm on page 357 of 450, 460-ish. So I'm definitely getting close to the end. We definitely just reached a very major moment in this book when I have a feeling the characters are about to be torn apart once again. And I know that's going to suck. I haven't cried yet like I thought I would, but I do wonder if there's sort of like this detachment because I am doing other things while listening to it. So I'm cleaning or I'm cooking food or I'm doing whatever. It's like I'm not reading with my eyeballs. I'm not sitting there just like sitting inside the story as much as I do with like other reads. So I'm not getting emotional yet, but I do really like June. I really like Brant. Their relationship is taboo, yes. I'm not like 100% for them, but I'm also not against them by any means. 6 years in romance is not that much, especially like knowing that it's an age gap trope. It is a little bit odd at times for me to think about like Brant knowing June since she was a literal newborn, but I knew that going into this that they were step siblings or like adopted siblings, and that's what the nature of this book was. So I don't quite see this one shaping up to be my favorite Jennifer Hartman book, but I do like it. It is pretty, it's very quotable. There are some very good quotes in this one, especially recently, but not my favorite book by the author, so we'll see kind of where it shapes up to be. Then I also made it to the 40% mark in The Crash. Already there's kind of something that I wasn't expecting that happened in terms of one of the characters, so I'll be curious to see how that plays a role in the book or if the character is lying. I don't really know what to expect. Like, I really have no idea what to expect, and I think I can finish this one up in a couple sittings if I concentrate, because as of 5 minutes ago I have also filmed my 2 videos for the day, and so I can just read now for the rest of the afternoon until my fiance gets home from work and we start getting some cooking done. But we have been making progress. It's been very productive. I also meal prepped my breakfasts for tomorrow and Wednesday. And then I put some dishes away and started a load of laundry and kind of organized the gifts that we got at our bridal shower yesterday. So I have been doing some stuff as well, which is great and feeling really good. So I'll probably hop back in here one more time before I head home this evening to close this vlog to give y'all my final update. In a perfect world, I would have finished both June 1st and the crash, but I'm not sure if that will end up happening in this vlog or if not until tonight when I get home and like right before bed I finish up one or the other book. I think I can finish either June 1st or the crash before I hop back in here one final time, but we will have to see. But that is my goal. So I'll hop back in here soon and we will chat one final time before I wrap up this vlog. Hello y'all, it is Tuesday. I meant to hop in here one more time last night to wrap up this vlog, but that did not happen, which is all good. But I just got to my fiance's house from work. I've got a meeting in like 50 minutes, but I wanted to hop in here very quickly to give y'all my wrap up for this weekend because it was very productive. I'm very happy with what I was able to get done, what I was able to read, what I was able to accomplish in terms of submitting my thesis, and I'm glad that I had a couple days to just breathe afterward. So in terms of my reading, I did end up finishing The Crash, and believe it or not, I gave this book 4 stars. This is most definitely my second favorite Frida McFadden book to date. I was really enjoying it the entire time. The plot twists were good, the writing wasn't cringy like some of her other books are, I feel like, and overall I just had a great time with it. I still don't love it quite as much as my favorite book by the author, which is Ward D. I uploaded a book review for this one like a year and a half ago almost at this point. That was the first book that I read by her and the only book that I've given 5 stars. But The Crash is a very close second at 4 stars. So very interesting. I thought I knew what the plot twist was gonna be, but I was definitely wrong. So if you read a lot of thrillers but want to try something that maybe you can't guess, would recommend The Crash because I did not see that coming and I can normally guess her plot twists early, so I liked it. And it makes me want to keep reading more and see what else I can find and like by the author. And then I also did not finish, but I got very close to finishing June 1st. I'm officially on page 409 and think I have like 40 pages or so left, so my plan is to finish this book tonight and wrap it up finally. Honestly, I'm not loving it. It's fine, it's good. It's not my favorite book by Jennifer Hartman by any means. It's probably gonna be a solid 3 or 3.5 stars by the time that I'm done with it in 40 or 50 pages. So not my favorite one. I didn't cry when I should have cried. My heart hurt for them, but I don't feel as connected to Brant and June as I have to some of Jennifer Hartman's other characters like Cora and Dean, or the other couple that I'm thinking about right now from the book that I cannot remember the name of but really liked as well. So kind of disappointed, but also does not deter me from wanting to read more of her books by any means. I really like Jennifer Hartman and I do have several other books by her on my shelves at home that I haven't read yet, so I do still want to get to those. This one is just probably not going to end up being a favorite of mine, although I do like these characters and I'm rooting for them kind of. I'm by no means like in love with either of them, and if they don't end up together, I'd probably be okay too. So my goal is to wrap up this one tonight, but I did read 400 pages of this book in this vlog, so I cannot complain about that, or like 350 pages, so I cannot complain about that. And then I also read the entirety of the Frida McFadden book. So in terms of reading, I feel very good. It feels good to be motivated to read again and to actually have the time to read at least a little bit every day, and then hopefully that will keep increasing once I defend my thesis next Monday. I also got to film 2 videos and I cleaned and organized my life a little bit and was also able to relax. So overall, it was a really good long weekend for me from Friday to Monday. I really had a great time and feel really good about where I'm at right now. And if I can just make it through the next week and a half or so, I should be golden in terms of school stuff, and then like this video stuff, also getting back into a normal schedule. So I am very excited about it, but this vlog was such a great push and motivator for me to especially get back into reading a little bit more. So that's all that I have for today's vlog. such a fun weekend. If you made it to the end of this video, make sure to comment a rainbow because of the cover of this book. And if you enjoy all things bookish, make sure to subscribe for more fun videos coming out in the very near future. That's all that I have for y'all for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.